So whilst travelling around Asia, I kept finding a lot of third-party brick sets. One of my favourites that I found was this one. It's called Heroes Assemble. First warning flag. I don't know the name of the brand, it's just got the letter M, and inside you get a minifigure and a glider. There's 8 of them to collect, and if you get all 8, you then get to combine them, and it turns into this mini version of the Infinity Gauntlet. So let's have a look at the minifigures, the building process, and the build itself. So starting with Iron Man, you get some nice printing on it, you get the 2 elements, and his helmet does also lift up. Spider-Man was an interesting build. You get the printed torso, head, 2 elements, but the legs weren't dual moulded. You actually clip on these feet separately. Here's Rocket. He's got short legs, printing on the torso, pretty good moulded headpiece as well, and then a little blaster. Not sure what to make of Thor. The printing's pretty basic. You get Stormbreaker and then a beige version of the hairpiece from Mr. Scratch and Post from the Lego Movie. With Captain America, you get a printed torso, legs and feet to get his shield. You get Jonathan. His helmet's a little bit big and then the face printing just looks a bit weird. The Thanos figure is actually really cool. You get 2 Uruk-hai blades that go into a torch element to make his weapon. Some nice printing as well. However, you can see the helmet doesn't quite line up well with the printing. He's a bit visually impaired. I think my favourite though has to be Groot. You get some really nice printing front and back as well as these vines. But where's the 8th minifigure? Well, you're supposed to get Peter Quill in box number 6, but unfortunately the box had been tampered with, the minifigure was missing, but luckily I only paid 50p and all the pieces were still there. Now onto the build. It's generally really good. It's poseable, it's got some nice detailing. This is all printed elements as well, there's no stickers involved. You can pose it how you want, so you can close the hands if you wanted to. I'll come back to that in a second. Now the quality of the bricks is not good. There's no clutch power, they kind of squash together, so things fall off it all the time, so it's definitely a display piece, so you can see it kind of pops on place and you don't really want to touch it afterwards. This was a bit of a nightmare building as well. A lot of it you build from underneath, and there's certain steps where it's literally attached by like 2 studs, and the moment you touch it the whole thing falls apart. In terms of the instructions, they're clear enough. Each box contains 1 user manual. One side shows you the minifigure and the glider, the other shows you how to put together the Infinity Gauntlet. So overall, what are my thoughts? Well, for around £4, I can't complain. Yes, the building process was really tedious. Yes, it falls apart the moment you touch it, but if you leave it on display, it generally looks really good. I love the printed elements. These 2 minifigures are my favourite. The other ones are a bit so-so, but eventually I'm going to get some lighting for this set. I'm going to make the Infinity Stones glow, and it's going to look even cooler on display. If you enjoyed this build review, like the video, leave a comment and follow for more.